Hello everyone and welcome back to Clash Royale, where today I'm going to be taking you through another deck list tutorial. This time it's the one that's carried me through Arena 5 and 6. Last time it was a predominantly aggro deck. This one is a strong lead followed up by smaller minions that can carry the fight on after you've run out of mana. So, you can see that the general highlight here is the Golem. And it's because he has so much health. The dude is a tank, and he explodes when he dies, and brings out two smaller versions of himself that equally, if not more so, explode on death. And don't worry, if you don't have certain cards from this deck list, I will also be providing some replacements. For instance, the Golem can be replaced by the P.E.K.K.A. or even the Giant Skeleton, and the Log can be replaced by the Bomber. Unfortunately, you do need something to deal with large amounts of smaller minions, and I just managed to crack a Log out of a free box. I got insanely lucky, and it's been such a blessing. I'm going to be playing a few games, a few highlights from the deck over this while I tell you about it. Let's go ahead and check out the first game. So like I briefly said earlier, this deck really revolves around strong starts, and what's great is that the low-cost minions can both act as support to the Golem once he's deployed, and it's easy to filter through them to get to the Golem, and that is going to be your main goal in the beginning of the game. If you don't have the Golem in your starting hand, you're going to want to filter through. It's okay to deploy the Flame Sprites just so that way you can get to the Golem, and also it's beneficial to you because you can see how your opponent reacts. Once the Golem is successfully out, you're going to immediately notice he doesn't attack any sort of minions, he only attacks towers. So, with that said, he needs support. Your best friends in this case are going to be either the archers or the minions. Those are going to be your number one choices for pulling out next to the Golem, because he doesn't have any air defense and he sure as heck doesn't have any ground defense, and both of those can offer both. So you want to do that. You can also deploy the goblins behind him, so that way once he's locked on by the towers, the goblins can rush in free of harm and start dealing damage to the tower, because the goblins can actually deal a heavy amount of damage when left alone. The Log is here simply as a response to token decks and as the Skeleton Army, because the Skeleton Army can destroy the Golem in no time flat. Of course, like I said before, because he explodes on death, he can also kill skeleton armies on his own, but you want to be able to preserve your Golem for as long as humanly possible. Now with the other cards in the deck, the Hog Rider is meant to be deployed after the Golem has been locked on by towers. The Hog Rider is a huge damage dealer when it comes to towers, so you want to have him unhindered by arrows. After the Hog Rider is the Goblin Barrel. The Goblin Barrel is also used as an assault tactic, so what you want to do is once the Golem is locked on, you'll notice a lot of things happen once the Golem is soaking damage from the towers. Your goal is to deploy the Goblin Barrel on the opposite side of the tower. Once I figured that out, that was huge, because they're going to have to respond to your Golem and your other forces, and they'll have to split their mana between that and the Goblin Barrel. If you're lucky, they may not even have enough mana left over to respond to the Goblin Barrel. Alright everybody, so that about does it for me. I hope you found this deck list tutorial helpful. Let me know if you have any success with this deck list, or if you have something that's similar, leave it in the comments section below. Or heck, even if you have a deck list that's just been working for you, leave it in the comments along with what rank you are in what arena. Also, if you haven't seen it yet, I do have a Call for Fan Art giveaway going on right now. The winner is going to receive Call of Duty Infinite Warfare Legacy Edition on the PlayStation 4, so if you have some fan art that you would like to submit, please tweet it at me or leave it on Instagram with the hashtag #DreidelGiveaway, and along with your YouTube username, because you do have to be a subscriber in order to win. Alright everybody, bye bye.